WiseGuyBets here with some DFS picks for today, 6/2/2021. DraftKings main slate, 8 games. The first position we're going to look at is the pitcher position, and we're going to look at Sean Mania for Oakland. His projection for tonight is 14.8. He's pitching average around 5.5 innings per game. His last three has been 6, 5, and 7. His last 3 games are 8, 17, 24. He's really been coming on, and I think if he can get 6 innings, and he can give us over 20 fantasy points. He has 62 strikeouts on the year. The matchup is pretty good for him. His salary is $9,600. So Mr. Mania is someone we're going to try to get in our lineup tonight at pitcher. At the catcher position, we're going to look at Mitch Garver from Minnesota. His projection for tonight is 8.3. He has 8 homers on the season. His last 3 are 2, 4, and 0. I like players coming off to 0. Looks like he only had 1 in bat in that game. We had a 0. His at-bats are a little concerning. He only averages 2.8 at-bats during this season, only 2.8 per bat, 2.8 at-bats per game. So that's a little concerning. But if he's playing, I expect him to get more than the 1 or 2 at-bats that is showing. Salary's $4,500. Has one of the higher projections for the catchers on the lineup tonight. His last 5 are 16, 11, 2, 4, 0 against Baltimore. His last 5, 2, 11, 14, 4, and 0. Like I said in the last game, it looks like he only had 1 at bat. Not sure why. I haven't done the research on why. But at this time, still, Mr. Garver is someone I'm looking to get in my lineup at catcher tonight. At first base tonight, we're looking at Freddie Freeman. His projection for tonight is 9.8 fantasy points. Pretty high number for the season. He's averaging around 3.7 at bats. The last 3 games, he has 2, 4, and 2 fantasy points. I like the over/under for runs at 10. Possibly get 5 at bats tonight if everything plays out according to the line. He's 6 for 25 against the Washington pitcher, with 2 home runs out of the 6 hits. I really like that. His last 5 against Washington is 14, 2, 4, 4, and 2. So his numbers haven't been that well against Washington recently, but he's done well against this pitcher. And this is another scenario where I'm going with the data that's available. He may not be playing that well, but this could be a bounce back game against this pitcher with a run total of 10. You're looking at possibly 5 at bats. So I can see him getting to that 9.8 projection and probably more. So maybe a home run tonight to get him back on track. But at first base, we're going to get Mr. Freeman into our lineups. At second base for tonight, we're looking at Ozzie Albies for Atlanta. His projection for tonight is 8.8. He has 9 homers on the season. His last 3 is 7, 4, and 12. They played Washington last night, so he had 12. The key thing I'm looking at here is Mr. Albies is 7 for 9 against this pitcher, batting .778, 6 singles, 1 home run. He has this pitcher's number. He may go 0 for 4 tonight. I don't care. When we see something like this, when a pitcher is batting .778 against when a batter is batting .778 against a pitcher, we have to go with the numbers and put this person in our lineups. Mr. Albies is a lock in all my lineups tonight. I like the over/under of 10 runs. It means he'll probably get to the plate 5 times. And I can see 3 out of those times him getting on base at least. You got to look at this. This pitcher knows that he has his number, and he may not even pitch to him. He may, indirectly walk him. That gets him on base with the opportunity to score a run. Mr. Albies is definitely a lock in my lineups tonight at second base. At third base, we're going to look at Sterling Castro for Washington. Again, this is a game with the run total of 10. He is 4 for 10 against the Atlanta pitcher with 3 singles, 1 double. He's batting .400 against this pitcher. His projection for tonight is 7.7. He gets about 3.7 at bats per game. The last 3 has been 0, 3, and 5 at bats with a run total of 10. If it goes as it should go, you can look at him getting about 5 at bats this game. His last 3 games are 2, 4, and 5. But I like the matchup again with this pitcher, and just for that reason only, his salary is $3,100. Mr. Castro for Washington is someone I'm looking to get in my lineups at third base tonight. At the shortstop position, we're looking at Freddie Galvis. His projection on the night is 7.7. He has 9 homers on the season. He's averaging about 3.4 at bats per game. Last 3 are 2.09. Let's look at his last 5. His last 5 is 14, 28, 2.09. So he hasn't been playing too bad in his last 5 games. Over under the night for runs in this game is 9.5. Salary is $3,300. I just like the matchup here. The matchup kind of favors him a little bit. And so I'm basically going with the information that I have and the data that I have and using the matchup. Salary's pretty decent too. Mr. Galvis is someone I'm definitely looking to get in my lineup tonight at shortstop. In the outfield, we're going with Ronald Acuna Jr. of Atlanta. He has a huge night last night, 42 fantasy points. He went off, but he goes off on most days. And he's 3 for 9 against this pitcher, batting .333. If he gets on base, he's going to provide fantasy points because he gets steals and he has put so much pressure on the defense. He's getting 4 at bats per game roughly. And again, over his last 3, 19, 42. He had a big night last night. The over and under run total is 10. I expect 5 at bats tonight for him. I expect another big night, maybe not the 42, but I think we get in the 20s easily. So Mr. Acuna Jr. for Atlanta is someone we want to play in the outfield tonight. Those are my picks for the day. So as usual, I'm using Draft Dashboard to give me some quick analysis of some picks, which helps me out a lot. It helped me out yesterday with the same picks I gave in yesterday's video. A few of those picks I used in my lineups, and it paid off. The Atlanta picks especially. I thought Atlanta was a quiet, sneaky stack yesterday, and that kind of paid off. Strasburg left the game early, so it left a relief pitcher against these beasts from Atlanta, and they all came through. Mr. Acuna Jr. came through with 42 fantasy points, and a couple other players for Atlanta came through. So Draft Dashboard is what I use to get some quick analysis and where I can go deeper dive and to refine my lineups even more. So until the next picks, peace.